Hello and welcome to my extraordinary Gold Cup tour. I've travelled to County Carlow in Ireland to meet an extraordinary family steeped in racing history. I'm here in Close Sutton, the base of champion trainer Willie Mullins, to talk Mullins, past, present and future. Jackie, you're probably the best one to ask. What's Christmas like in the Mullins household?
Well, Christmas comes very low in the priority list of priorities. It's a question of getting through Christmas Day to get through to the next day. But we normally have Willie's mother, Peter and Sandra, and Tony, and Patrick. So we have 7 of us normally.
Now, Willie, we've got obviously the Gold Cup here. What kind of horse does it take to win a Gold Cup?
Well, I can tell you 6 times that it takes to win a Gold Cup, and we've been.
How many times have you been second?
I think we were second
36, if not 7.
Yeah. Maybe 7, I don't know. We're not counting anymore. We're very, very lucky to have horses that are that good to run in the Gold Cup, and probably, I think maybe unlucky once. That was about it. All the other times, I think that was as good.
Beaten on merit.
Yeah.
What would it mean to you to win a Gold Cup? Because let's face it, you've won everything else.
Big headache, I'd say.
You think you'd celebrate?
Obviously, you'd love to win a Gold Cup, yeah. Every trainer wants to win a Gold Cup, so I'm no different. It's something to strive for.
We'll keep batting.
Mrs. Mullins, can I take you back to that mighty day in 1986 when Dawn Run won the Gold Cup?
Well, yes, it's very vivid in my memory still. And I think every trainer wants to win the Gold Cup the day they take out their licence. And I'm sure it was Paddy's dream too. But we didn't think Philly, our mare, would be the one that would do it. And everything she was asked to do in her training, she always came up the winner. These ran marvellously well. I mean, every trainer, their aim must be to win the Gold Cup, no matter how many horses they have or how little. And I think it was his ambition to win it. But we never thought a mare would do.
And what about you, Willie? What are your memories of that day?
My memories, I was on the lawn and I couldn't see. I was in a bad position, couldn't see. I could just hear the commentary trying to look out between people's heads, and the commentary was saying that, you know, she was past and Wayward Lad, I think, was going on to win. And I just stopped, turned around, went back onto the sort of archway of the tunnel and thinking, well, she's young next year.
Cheltenham Hoodoo being pressed now by Dawn Run in the centre, forgive and forget on the near side as they race to the line, and the mare's beginning to get up, and as they come to the line, she's made it. Dawn Run has won it. Dawn Run has won it from Wayward.
And then the whole place erupted, and I said, you know, there must be a battle on here, and next thing I could hear people shouting her name and this, that and the other, and I wasn't sure. I know the whole place erupted, and eventually people started running back for the winner's enclosure.
This will be the greatest reception you'll ever have heard or seen at Cheltenham.
Which was sort of an Irish pastime thing at the time, because, you know, when there was an Irish winner, everyone wanted to just in with the winner. It was just the way it was, and it was part of the atmosphere, part of the fun of an Irish winner, no matter whether it was yours or someone else's. But lots, you know, all the punters wanted to be in there and enjoying the moment.
And for you, Tony, it was very different. Where were you when
she was? I must have been far from Willie, because I was on the lawn and I thought she was beat, and Willie said she'll win it again with me on her. And then as I turned to go away, I saw a bunch of Irish lads going mad on the stand, and I knew then that she had got back up, because I said they weren't definitely shouting for Wayward Lad anyway. So I had a fair idea then, and probably another 30 seconds before we had it confirmed, because that time when you down on that lower lawn, you couldn't see up when they were
Right at the winning post.
you couldn't see it, and so it was about 30 seconds after, and I remember a great surge of excitement that we had won, as a stable, had won the Gold Cup.
But how did that feel for you though? Because obviously you could have you rode her on the build up to the race, but didn't actually ride her in it.
I often think of it after that. I remember when I realised she had won, I had a great surge of excitement that the stable had won the Gold Cup. And probably an hour after, I was thinking I could have ridden her in that. But on the initial, I realised that she had won, it was very exciting for the stable because, as anyone will tell you in the top stables, it's all about a teamwork. And possibly when I cooled off after an hour or two after the last, I was very disappointed that it wasn't me. But to win the Gold Cup is the first thing anyway. And we'll see, get the mare past the post in front is the first thing. Also, it was in my head that she has done what I believe will never ever be done again. She won the Champion Hurl and the Gold Cup. So not alone was she a filly, but she has done something that no other racehorse has ever done.
And what about you, Tom? What do you remember about it?
We went over on a small little plane, 3 or 4 of us, and it was a great fun day. But just as the mare was jumping the last, I said, "Jeez," I said, "how can this be happening?" I said, "This mare's getting beat." And I walked off the stand and I said, "She's beat." And I was walking down, a few hats went in the air, and I said, "Well, did she get beat?" And even the people in the stand with me were, but then we got closer to the breeding. Yes, we knew she'd won. But definitely for a good minute afterwards, I thought she was well stuffed. That was funny that the two lads, I didn't know that they were the same. So, but it was great on, but when Tony was jacked off, she wasn't great.
Yeah.
Run and skip, Dawn Run, Wayward Lad and Forgive and Forget coming there strongly on the stand side at the second last. Run and skip, Dawn Run, Wayward Lad.
Who is the best Mullins?
I am. You don't have to think of that. For talking.
But it depends on what you want.
Yeah, well,
Do you want the good talker and the person that's able to handle it?
I'd say we'll say my father is and leave it at that.
Simple one.
Yeah.
I think that's the political answer.
When I
knowing what money is in the game now compared to what was in the game then, and knowing the type of owners my father had and the type of horses he had to train, he must have been sort of a genius to get winners out of those horses.
Yeah.
I mean, like the type of horses that he would have had to train, we would hardly have in the yard now at the moment. It'd be that difference in quality, and to have a horse like Dawn Run in amongst all those, and then take Hurry Harriet, win the Champion Stakes, a mare bred in the paddock down the road from where we trained. We had no all-weather gallops or anything that time. It was stubble fields and a ploughed gallop in the summer. When you put all that into perspective, there's only one winner.
Only one winner.
And he had to work between the jigs and the reels with Dawn Run. I mean, there was the day Tony held her up, and then Miller Hill beat her another day in Fairy House in handicap, and then she won her beginner's chase, and then she broke down. Well, she got an injury below her fetlock, and then he brought back, and then there was pressure from every press and owners, and the mare was on season in Cheltenham, and he must have had foresight to do a lot of foresight to do what he did with Dawn Run as well. I mean, Hurry Harriet was brilliant, but Dawn Run, the work between there was bad days. She didn't win every day like Pure and all those other good horses. He had to adjust and keep the dream alive, kept it alive, and won his Gold Cup. That's the way he saw it.
Ian Mullins, so much history attached to Cheltenham as well with Dawn Run. What would it mean for you to ride a winner there?
It'd be fantastic, hopefully this year we'll both be going back there to have good rides. It's, I suppose as any jockey goes, it's something they want on their CV. Patrick's done it, Emmett's done it. Hopefully we will soon.
Who's the best Mullins?
I think we'll go with the other generation's answer. The granddad was the best and the one we have to all maybe aspire to be like and work as hard as he did for as long as he did. You know, we've had a good time so far. Plenty of big winners, but Cheltenham is the place that all the hard work goes into getting across the line in front. Yeah, it'd be unbelievable to see how many good horses Willie has tried to win the Gold Cup with, and arguably one of the most powerful stables in racing. It hasn't happened yet. Just goes to show what Gold Cup is, what you need, and when the day comes again, it'll be special.
Anyway, it was nice to have a nice new sponsor, Magnus.
Yeah.
And look forward to hopefully meeting the sponsors on the
March.
winning rostrum. Yes, yeah.
The Mullins name at the Cheltenham Festival is synonymous with winners. Which of these colours might we see in the winners' enclosure next March? Might it be these? Might it be these? Or might it be these? I'm not finished on my Irish tour. I've got one more stop